Good afternoon from day one of SEC Media Days. I'm Joe Hunk. Unless you just haven't seen it somehow, some way, news broke early yesterday afternoon that DeAndre Hopkins is set to become a Tennessee Titan. The reported deal is going to be a 2-year deal. Base salary for year one is supposed to be $12 million and could reach up to $15 million with incentives. And in a little fun fact for you, Madden 24 decided to drop ratings today for wide receivers. DeAndre Hopkins comes in as the 7th best on the game with a 93 overall. Commissioner Sankey says that he intends to keep the SEC championship game in Atlanta, but Nashville's doing some nice things that he at least wants to be paying attention to for the future. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, though, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Happy Monday. We are broadcasting live from 2023 SEC Media Days. Our coverage here presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and Advanced Hair Restoration. We've got a busy day. Obviously, the Titans getting the wide receiver that we've been talking about for a while. We will get full on into that. There is other NFL news out there, so lots going on today. Dawn Davenport is here at Radio Row.
I'm in the building. Come on, Zeb. Let's go. You got to be on your P's and Q's here. It's SEC Media Days.
This is the first time this event has ever taken place in Nashville.
Is it?
And
okay,
it's kind of an interesting setup in the Grand Hyatt with all the construction that's going on. The Broadway Bridge is gone.
Yeah, that's destroyed.
He's gone.
Gone.
Out of here.
I will say, luckily, we have a 6'8" teammate, so it's easy to spot him up and down the halls.
That's right. Yeah, I'm just roaming, baby.
Where's Slay? Oh, there he is.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Right. Hey, I'm in the building. 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 I'm in the building.
What up, Slay Dog?
Man, I'm out here, man. And I'm just feeling a whole type of way, too, man. And I've been feeling like this since Sunday. I was fried. I was fried. I got hit with a delay. 6 hours later, I woke up. I was like, no, why I got all these missed messages? What's happening? And I looked, and it said, man, Nook is coming to the Titans, baby. And you know what I said to myself? I can't wait till we get in there on Monday so I can hear what, Zeph? Never mind.
Wait, did you inform him of what?
Did you have some? You had something cooking?
Yep.
Zep.
I guess the time has passed.
I am looking on this board right now, and I cannot find. I cannot find it.
It's the one thing outside of I'm in the building that I always need handy. The people want it, Zeph. It's just like they wanted DeAndre Hopkins. They don't want no roof. You got the ability to take the roof off. You won't take the roof off.
Oh, man.
I promise
All
you,
right.
I am looking. I am looking at this board right
You know how
now.
long
I
I've been
cannot
waiting on
understand
this?
Hunk's
I just couldn't
organization
wait. I
chart
had people
here.
tweeting, Slay, go crazy with Kai ain't got no roof. I said, I got you. And
For those that don't know, wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins has signed with the Tennessee Titans, or will sign with the Tennessee Titans. Doug Kidd broke it for A to Z Sports, 2 years, $26 million, with the potential to get it to 32. The Patriots had the space to match the deal, but did not.
Guess what, though? We said it, man. They were going to miss regardless, man. Nook didn't want to go there, man. And I'm calling him Nook because we on first-name, nickname basis now, man.
First-name, nickname basis.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I was like, who is that? Why are you calling him that?
Yeah, that's his nickname. I don't know. Everybody call him that. Well, we can call him DeAndre for everybody that's just tuning in.
How about D-Hop?
D-Hop. All right, listen, man.
That's in the middle.
That would have been a bad fit anyway. Like, it would have been great for him. He would have made Mac Jones look better, but you want to get some winning done, you come to the Titans, man, to land an opportunity.
Okay. I'm not sure that
Okay,
maybe.
treat that like the bridge and blow it up.
I'm not going to lie. The Tennessee Titans have not been the land of opportunity for 31-year-old wide receivers in the past.
This
but
is very true. But
I totally understand the direction you are going. So when this all started and Titans fans started talking about DeAndre Hopkins, and then we listened to his podcast, and then the word came out because, the Chiefs' offer was like a $4 million base with a chance to make up to like $10 million in incentives and all that. And he wasn't interested in that.
Right.
So we took from it, okay, he's not interested in just going to win a championship.
Right.
Money's going to talk, right?
Yep.
Like, it matters. He wants to make money, and then he also talked about how he wanted to be with an organization with solid ownership, right? And so we go through everything he listed in that podcast during the NFL draft
thoroughly,
time.
too.
Thoroughly. And the Titans checked every single box, but we didn't know if they could pay him what he wanted to be paid. Right. So Albert Breer also put out some info on the Patriots, because the Patriots, you look at it, Patriots had over $17 million in cap space to work with. So that was one of my concerns, was that the Titans aren't going to be able to figure it out to pay him what he's going to want and demand and need to be paid in order to come here, no matter how much he liked Coach Vrabel and Miss Amy and Ryan Tannehill and the culture and everything going on here with the Titans. So the Patriots had the cap space. Well, apparently, according to Albert Breer, the max offer for the Patriots was $15 million, so they would have matched the Titans' first-year offer, but the Patriots would have made it a lot harder for him to get there. Allegedly, incentive-wise, his base would have been $12 million, and then everything he would have had to do to get to that number. Whereas the Titans' incentives, it was more base, less incentives. Although it's still incentive laced. It's 2-year, $26 million, max of $32 million if he hits all those incentives.
$3 million per year,
right?
And incentives, and it was going to be heavier. From an incentive standpoint with the Patriots, also with the Chiefs. So,
so it still did come down to money a little bit.
Yeah. Michael Lombardi, former general manager in the National Football League, has a GM Shuffle pod, tweeted this: for the Titans, not signing A.J. Brown forced the team to overpay for DeAndre Hopkins. No one else was close to offering 2 years, $26 million. It's the Three Stooges drilling a hole to let the water out of a sinking boat. What Michael Lombardi wrote.
You know what?
That is harsh.
There are people on. It's
both
crazy.
sides of them. And I'm talking about totally different ends of the spectrum. I will say this.
Yeah.
The Titans always take notice. The players, as much as they say, we stick with our guns, we stay with each other in the locker room. DeAndre Hopkins already tweeting about it. So one thing you better know, you talking about fuel in a fire. I believe it's going to be a situation, man, that he's walking into.
Well,
I'm going to prove why I am this guy.
I think that's definitely true. I think he is the perfect personality type for this locker room, and I think Mike Vrabel clearly knows that from their time together in Houston and the very positive things that they've said about each other publicly in the past. Kind of expected the path to maybe lead here.
Right.
So. DeAndre Hopkins tweeting out, I always loved having haters and doubters, but I appreciate it even more now. Tighten up.
Yeah. Hey, who was you know what, Lombardi? Who did he coach for last?
He was the general manager of the Cleveland Browns, and then he was an assistant to the assistants in the New England Patriots.
Talk about holes with boats with holes in them.
He spent time with the Patriots and clearly knows Belichick.
Yeah.
So
I bet he do.
So maybe there's some tie there, but man, that was really harsh.
It's funny when you don't. It's funny when you don't get your way. You know what I mean? The things you start to say after that. Yeah,
I don't know though, but what does he gain from saying that?
Yeah, why?
He really believes that.
Yeah, opinion business.
Yeah. And listen, you can say whatever you want about A.J. Brown. That's a different GM. That was a different time.
It's done. I mean, what are you going to do?
It is what it is. Do you guys think that? Do you feel they overpaid for DeAndre Hopkins?
I don't.
No, I think he fits this system really well. We've got some stats that Hunk found that will indicate that. And I think he fits in the locker room, like I said, and they certainly needed an upgrade at wide receiver, right, to make rotational level players rotational players.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Key. And you know what else? This should, if DeAndre Hopkins comes in and is who we think he is, it should tell us who Traylon Burks is.
Right.
And what Traylon Burks is going to be for you moving forward. Because we've seen glimpses of it, but there was nobody on this roster, to help out, to be able to see what Traylon Burks could do when there's somebody who can demand any kind of attention next to him.
You wanted it to be Bobby Trees, but Bobby Trees was coming off an injury himself, so he had to focus more on himself to get right for him to be able to be out there and be available and be
Kyle
have
Phillips
an impact.
is injured and
exactly.
gone.
So I'm with
NWI
you.
is not a number 2.
Yeah. Yep. No. He can thrive in a number 3 spot though.
But a really good rotational wide receiver.
Good number 3.
This is what you got him. This is how he made his fit with the Titans, by being that number 3, like not being thrust into a whole different role. So it's gonna be perfect, man. It's gonna free up everybody mentally. It's gonna free up guys to be able to go out there and play one-on-one even more. You know what I'm saying? And then King Henry, Lord have mercy on everyone's soul in the box, because it won't be a lot of people there.
5-time All-Pro wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins to the Titans. We will talk a lot about that. We will also, of course, intersperse some college football talk, as this is the talking season now. SEC Media Days underway here at the Grand Hyatt in downtown Nashville. We've got a lot to get to. LSU, Missouri, and Texas A&M all rolling through. One thing that probably the most interesting thing that will come out of Media Days today is that Jimbo Fisher was asked multiple times about play calling. Bobby Petrino, now the offensive coordinator, we talked about how kind of the knock on A&M last year was that their offense was stale. Like, analytics guys were murdering them for Bobby Petrino's offense. And so will he be able to give up control and allow Bobby Petrino to call those plays? He didn't answer the question.
Oh, he answered it.
He said, I'm not going to get into any kind of schematic things that we're doing. And he was asked multiple times.
I think he's looking at it like, man, y'all know why he's here. I know why he's here. Even if I don't admit it, I know why he's here.
He said he was hired for a reason.
He did say that, yes.
Okay, but he was also asked about play calling, because Jimbo has always called the plays.
Right.
And this is what he said word for word. He'll call a lot, or hopefully he'll call the game.
Yeah.
That's what he said word for word. I'm like, oh, this is going to be an absolute Shiano show.
I mean, you have to wonder if that hire was put on him.
He'll call a lot, or hopefully he'll call the game.
He's funny, though, man. He was asked about Marcel Reed, and he gave this glowing response. And we all love Coach Rod Reed and his son Marcel, and he's a great athlete. But he was asked about him, and he started in about, like, yeah, he looks great throwing the football. I mean, that's what I've heard. My guys say that. It's so funny. They say he looks great.
But guess what, though? That's them being managers. That's what head coaches are. Managers, especially going into it.
Well, yeah.
Jimbo got so much to worry about, especially it's not on that side of the ball. That's why Petrino's there. So Petrino probably we should have asked Petrino.
But, I mean, that's to Don's point. That's always been Jimbo Fisher's thing, is calling offensive plays.
Yeah.
Like, that's been his thing.
Oh, well.
So
what did
we'll see.
What did Sean Henry say?
Being stale as death or something like that? Yeah.
Something like that.
All right, we're underway live from Radio Row, SEC Media Days.
Let's get it on, baby.
When we come back, we're going to talk about NIL, and we're going to do it with the On 3 guys. That's next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
All right, let's talk a little bit about relaxation. Maybe you want to celebrate and relax because DeAndre Hopkins is a Titan. Well, go to a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. That is exactly where you can go and relax and pick whatever service you want, because here's the deal. They have at least 10 different services all under one roof at a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. I'm talking massages, manicure, pedicures, sunless tanning, waxing, skincare. They've got a hair salon there. They do makeup, you name it, and a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa can take care of it. Maybe you don't want a massage, but guess what? You can go get a haircut there or a pedicure. Maybe you're going on a last-minute summer trip and you need to make sure that your feet are ready. There you go. Or maybe you need to gift something to someone. Well, everybody loves spa gifts, and you know that anyone in your life would love a spa day. Maybe you won't buy it for yourself, but you would certainly enjoy it. A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. Gift cards available 24/7 on their website, amomentspeace.com, or call them at 615-224-0770. You have questions or special requests, they always take care of you at a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa in Cool Springs at the intersection of Carruthers Parkway and Bakers Bridge Avenue.
What's happening, good people? Ron Slay here, man. Let's talk about stem cell therapy. Yes, some holistic stem cell therapy brought to you by Kellum Stem Cell Institute. Dr. Kellum has now, let me just go on and break some news for you all, been signed on as the Titans official team doctor. So what he's bringing to you right now, man, this is not the controversial stem cell use involving fetal research or donor cells of any kind. I'm talking about your body, your cells. That's what's being extracted and put it back in. They can not only harvest your body stem cells, but also store them for future and continued use. Old former athletes, people just getting up there in age, want to still continue to be active. I'm even going to dial into it. I'm going out there this week and making my appointment, 615-850-4415, so I can get back active. Not competitive so I can go play in a game overseas and be professional again, but just to be able to be competitive out there playing sports again. Visit KellumStemCellInstitute.com. That's KELLUM StemCellInstitute.com, or call 615-850-4415.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay, broadcasting live from 2023 SEC Media Days. Coverage presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and Advanced Hair Restoration. Our guys from On3 are here. Shannon Terry, founder and CEO. Grant Firking is here as well. What's up, boys? How are y'all?
Great, man. This is a bedlam. I've been to these. This is the tightest SEC Media Days radio row I've seen in years.
Yeah, forever. When I first started doing this, it was actually in the Sheridan in downtown Birmingham, and then we moved out to Hoover, Alabama. And there's a mall attached to that hotel.
Oh, yeah.
The Winfrey Hotel, which was great. Then we started doing College Football Hall of Fame a couple of times, and now in Nashville.
Atlanta, yeah.
And now Dallas.
And now Dallas next year, Grant. That's right. So
I like it.
It's good. So you guys talking with, like, every radio station about On3 and NIL and all that stuff?
Hey, we got to do it. Have you ever seen – I've been a college fan pretty much since, 5, 6 years old, so a lot of years. Have you ever seen the enthusiasm for college football and anything close to what it is right now? It's phenomenal.
Why do you think that is?
It's everything. It is the one sport, I think, in America where it's truly about passion. It is community, it's passion, it's engagement. It's about your team.
Yeah.
I also think you're sitting at a unique time where nobody really knows what the future holds. You have
you're a part of it.
Right, and you have longtime coaches who have won championships after championships that don't know if they have 5 more years in them, 1 more year in them. You don't know what realignment fully looks like. You don't know what the NCAA looks like. You don't know what the CFP looks like. It's a world of unknown.
Well, and you guys obviously are on top of NIL and everything it means for these players and programs and all that, but you talk about some of these coaches that have been in this forever, and this is a completely different animal, and I feel like completely changes their job a little bit. You know what I mean? I look at coaches that have been in this forever, and some of them are like, God, I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah. I think the biggest problem with that is just the knowing or not knowing what to do. And the whole process, what has been unfair, I think, to coaches and has been unfair to, athletic departments is that no one really knows what the rules are and what you can do and what you can't do and where the line is drawn. And that's been the problem. We talk about what's best for the athlete. We don't talk much about what's best for the coach. But the NCAA has really done a disservice in that whole process, not laying it out.
Yeah.
For the coaches. I agree.
So where are we? Like, for layman's, what's the government part of it? I know Greg Sankey just said that it needs to be involved.
Right.
I mean, for people that are like, I can't keep up, lay it all out.
Layman's terms, I think it is simply this, okay? So Charlie Baker came in and immediately was hired to get a federal bill in place that would protect the NCAA as we know it, okay? And so through all of their risk management, they decided the best approach to move the NCAA forward was to go get a federal bill. So it was an all-out, full-court press to get that done. It's not going to happen. And so, just hearing all the feedback come from the process where it's not going to happen. So what does that mean? Well, what it means is that the NCAA has to do something now that's novel. They've actually got to be part of the solution and lead the charge on what Plan B or what this should look like. I don't think they're going to do it, though. I think that charge has to come from the conferences.
And they'll all handle it differently?
To a degree. I don't think, whether – look, you've got labor law issues and you have Title IX issues that you've got to work around. I really think if they really open up and look at bringing a third party that works with the school in a sanctioned body under a set of rules, I think they could figure something out if they want to. I just don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen anything to date that says anyone is going to take a stand and lead this.
Grant, what's been the most popular question? You guys have kind of bounced around already talking about this, and we've been fortunate because we've gotten to spend a lot of time with you guys and what you have put together. But what's one of the most popular questions that you guys are getting?
Yeah, mine is definitely more centered toward the athlete and asking kind of what's the athlete's take on all this. I put out a tweet about a month ago when the Division I SAC chair put out that tweet that looked like it came from the NCAA Council's desk, right? And it was obviously centered around college football and collectives and the whole thing. And it was a pole vaulter from Minnesota, right? Is that an accurate representation of the athlete, right? And it's just amazing as
those
these
who don't know, you played wide receiver at Tennessee. You're freshly out, and so you have a
right, but
unique perspective.
Right, and all to say, like as these conversations grow deeper and get more robust at the state level, federal legislation talks, NCAA, yada yada yada. It's amazing how out of touch the quote-unquote decision makers in college football are with reality. If you want to know what reality is, how about you bring the athletes in, ones that are in it, that are getting paid by the collectives. How about you bring collectives in to talk about it? Aside from that, I mean, it's almost comedy to see what these people are coming up with in terms of where college football should go, where the NCAA should go, and where they're kind of finding their quote-unquote solutions is astronomical.
Shannon Terry Grant Forking from On3.com with us on Radio Row.
That was my next question. Like, is that going to be a new department for On3 to be able to bridge the gap for these coaches? Like, y'all got to put out some kind of manual or something, because a lot of coaches don't want to evolve. They just rather go get their guys that was at another school with them, instead of being able to tap back into people like yourself that were former athletes that's walking right out of it and looking to help without gaining anything, but just to be able to bridge that gap to this is where it's evolving.
I think what we want to be is that we want to be a common sense, pragmatic voice for the athlete is the stance that we're taking.
Yep.
Okay, and that doesn't mean we're, looking to we're not trying to do anything as far as put together unions or associations.
Right.
We are actually, we don't have a dog in the hunt,
Yep.
but we want to be a common sense approach for the athlete, or voice for the athlete. That's not being heard right now.
Yep.
The pole vaulter from Minnesota, that person with their scholarship, tuition, and all that, they're getting their value. But these P5 football players, they're not. And what the NCAA has done to date is they've muddied the water, the voice of the athlete, by infusing all these athletes that don't fit, the Ron Slays of the world.
Yep.
And so I think that's not. They're not doing that by accident. They're doing that as a control mechanism. And I'm not here to, I'm not screaming at the NCAA.
Right.
I mean, they're doing what they're trying to protect their association, which is control the what, Ron?
That's the dollar.
They're
That's
trying to
what
control
they've
the
been
dollar.
doing for years. They're just trying to make it carry over to where the game is already.
Let's take one
evolving.
more swing.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. And so it's not personal. But the athletes now, they don't have a voice, and I'm like, we for the athlete.
Yeah.
But until the athlete takes too much, and then we may be for the school.
Yeah.
Right now, though, there is inequity that is taking place in the market.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you this. How do you help protect, or how can, I guess, we as a whole protect the athlete? Because I've heard of, and who knows what's true and what's not, but I've heard of some athletes being promised something NIL-wise, and it's not what they thought it was going to be, and it ends up being a disaster. Where's the protection for these athletes?
With us, you guys joined us a little over a month ago, just around the block here. That's where it starts, is getting that group together, the elite of the elite.
Their parents.
And their parents who are wanting to help them make an important decision in their life. And helping them take that next step. And the resources at that age are slim to none.
Yeah.
But they go on these OVs, they visit schools, they have these runners or these collectives go and are offering them the best of the best, right? I mean, they're trying to get the kid there.
Yep.
And, there's no neutral voice with no skin in the game to sit there and help them say, hey, I should probably take another look at that.
Yeah.
That contract, that's so funky there. Why am I listening to this? That collective really doesn't have that many resources to be, promising what they are. Yeah. And, for us to be able to get that group together like you guys saw, and those are athletes right there who, we looked at our draft data, from a few years back to this past draft class. What was it, 81%, Shannon?
Yeah, we're drafting.
We're drafting. So elite 5-star guys and the elites in college football make it to the next level. And so whether they're making a bunch of money right now from collectives and some brand money because they're marketable, or they're making that 4 or 5 years from now when they're playing on Sundays. Like, they're able to learn that stuff at 17, 18 years old. Like, how special is that?
And the greatest question is what's my worth? What am I worth? So if you know your value, that's a starting point to a fair marketplace, to a free market. And so what we did early on is we took the overall market size and started, putting the pie, slicing the pie for the athletes so that we could give them guidance so they could know, they could look at it and say, this is really what my NIL value is. And I think that has really helped this market immensely, because we're not, when Jason Rashada was doing the $2 million a year deal, we were like 300,000. So to be clear, so now it wasn't our choice. We didn't have anything to do with it. He get them, if you get more than that, maybe you get a better deal. You get too much more than that, maybe you get a deal that doesn't happen.
Right.
So
is it obvious to you guys, like, who the best collectives are, which schools are benefiting the most?
It's easy.
And is it 4 or 5 years from now going to be obvious
on the field?
Yeah.
And I almost led this whole talk with one thing. You know what we're going to see this year more than anything we've seen here? I think we're going to see parity really start.
Really?
I think parity is happening right now. And so you think back the last 10 years of college football, 3 teams could win it all, maybe 2, maybe 3, 4, kind of interesting. Well, we're about to see parity in college football, and we're about to see it heavily because of NIL. I promise you.
So who's doing it the best?
Yep.
There's a bunch of them. And it's for us, I want to be careful because, we work really close with all the collectives for the data. We tell it's an open book. We have really good relationships with them. There are some collectives that are well ahead of others as it relates to just, the process of time. They were ahead of it. Texas A&M obviously, pushed the envelope. The guys at Tennessee have done a phenomenal job. Ole Miss has done it. There's a lot of them out there. There's probably 15 or so now that are playing real ball, but they're having, they've got challenges.
How much of a disadvantage is it for smaller schools, smaller fan bases, smaller donor, probability?
I think they just have to get more creative in how they raise dollars, right? I mean, every collective across the country's number one issue they face is operating income, because they want to be structured in a way that's sustainable, but they also want the money to go to the athlete, right, and creating opportunities for them. So you'll see some of these, Shannon mentioned a few of them, but there's a bunch of them out there that are getting really creative in how they engage fans with the athletes, subscription memberships, kids being able to play video games with the athletes. So some of these smaller schools, all to say, they might not have the donor that's going to sit there and write you a $5 million check or have multiple of those. But they can be very unique in how they go about raising money to still create opportunities for kids. I know a guy down at USF. I know a guy at Arkansas State, and they're sitting there like, man, we still have to get money to our guys, create opportunities, but we don't have, just by who we are and where we are, the ability to go to a donor base and say, hey, I need you to write me a check right now. They're getting hit up by the school still to go, do the building renovations, to do all the campaigns, and now they also are getting hit up by the collective to write a check too. So you got to push in the same direction. Both are wanting to go win football games, but you can't start splitting dollars left and right too.
What's one thing you all see as far as with these athletes coming out now being able to sign with financial firms instead of agents? They're doing a little bit of work together. What's the difference in that and an agent still trying to come and represent you? And how do you navigate that? Does that matter going into college?
First of all, I am very adamant on when the need for an agent in your career is needed.
Totally agree.
Right? If you're a backup at a Power 5 school, and you have 7on7guru@gmail.com for marketing inquiries, you probably don't need him, right? Now, are there athletes out there that absolutely need one because they're a master at their craft, that they're a Heisman watch list guy, and they are a very marketable young man or young woman that are getting inundated with requests and truly have to sit there and filter out what's right and what's wrong and what's worth their time? 100%. Now, that's a select handful of guys. Like I talk about doing our elite event. Like, there are going to be guys in that room that absolutely will need help and representation.
No question.
Absolutely.
It's the size of the deal.
Yeah.
But if you're an average guy, why are you throwing away a percentage of your money to a guy that can easily do it with you? There's a lot of brands out there, a lot of collectives too, that I have heard and seen refuse to work with a kid because they're like, man, I am trying to give you $100,000. I do not want $15,000 of that to go to your buddy here who's trying to help you out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All you have to do is just it's the simplest thing ever.
Yeah.
This is like broadcast
I'm not
people.
putting
We need to listen to that.
Yeah.
Fire your agents.
Punk might want it, but
He definitely wants.
But truly, I mean, there's a time and a place to where that is needed.
Yeah.
Right? If it's taking away from your craft of who you are as an athlete, then it's time.
On 3.com, these guys are ahead of the game, man. That's for sure. As a former Tennessee wide receiver, how hard does Joe Milton throw the football?
He throws it hard.
Do you have a story?
I've dropped many a pass from him. Many.
We were talking to who were we talking? Javante Payton. He said the first time he ran around across the middle and Joe Milton threw it.
No, it's unreal. Like it's next level. Hype will actually had to draw him back, but he would go out there when he was the backup, and he would lead the twos out to the practice field every single series with a backflip. Every single series. And Hype was like, dude, this is just become rhythm for you, and you're going to run out there and kneel and be doing backflips on the field. Like, you just land one of those wrong, and it's all over. But, like, that's just, I mean, the guy's 6'6", 2'4". I mean, and he's doing that.
Yeah.
Oh. That would be a great intro, though. Every single game.
back-
Come on,
That's
Joe.
how Slay used to run that.
Yeah.
Ozzie Smith did it.
Hey, Slay could get up. I saw him many a time rip the rim off.
He wasn't backflipping, though. He might roll. I'll do a roll.
Hey, guys, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Good to
most
see
Thanks
you.
for having us on.
Appreciate
Thank you.
you
Shannon
guys.
Terry, Grant Frerking, on3.com. Check them out. We'll be right back. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Guess where you need to go if you want a new loan. You come here to hear about football. You go to Loan Pronto for that. Maybe you have some insane interest rates on some of your credit cards. You need to use your home equity now and pay them all off. Loan Pronto can help you do that in less than a week with their Equity Express line of credit, and it just got even faster, y'all. $50,000, $100,000, even $200,000 out in as little as 5 days. And this is the most important part about this. You don't even have to touch your primary mortgage. So keep your 3% rate you already have intact and just get the money out that you need. By the way, did you know with this program you can access up to 90% of your home's value, and in most cases there is not even an appraisal needed. Call Loan Pronto for the even faster Equity Express line, 615-499-5780. That's loanpronto.com at 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
What's happening, people? Ron Slay here, man. Listen, when I started Awaken 180, they asked me, what's my goals? And I figured they meant, like, what weight you want to know? Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, they're looking to know what you want to do when you accomplish, like, losing the weight once you get off the scale. My answer first was more energy. I know, pretty cliche, but listen, it was true. I knew it was me eating right and not carrying around an extra 30, 40, 50 pounds. It would work wonders for me, and it has. Energy, I'm talking about energy like when you get out the bed, you're ready to roll. Feet hit the floor, and it's on. You don't have to sit there, yawn, try to figure out what I'm going to do. Come on, body, get up. You ain't got to do none of that. You just get ready to get rolling. The other goal, man, was to be healthy body chemistry. In other words, my ideal weight where my metabolism is firing on its own. And it's now, after dropping my 45 pounds with Awaken 180, it's been over a month, and I haven't put a pound back on yet. If you have weight to lose, do what I did and lose it every week with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Schedule your consultation by calling 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
We're up.
Yes, we are. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay. Look who just walked by and
Looky
just
here.
came straight to the big Tennessee guy, Ron Slay. Clark Lee, Vanderbilt football coach. What's up, man? How are you?
See, I only know Ron as a Vandy guy. That's my thing.
That's right.
He and I have a different connection now, so that's a good deal.
Yes, we do.
I actually found out. Congrats on the extension.
Yeah,
man.
thanks so much.
Well deserved, and I actually found out from him. He was so excited.
Yeah, well, we it's what a fun thing to have happen today, and look, it means that I get to hang out with you guys for a little bit longer at least.
We'll take it.
Good and bad, huh?
That's right, Ron. It's a good day, as the lead-in song was, and I think for me it's just a testament to the progress we made, and we know, God, there's so much more ahead of us. This is just one step in a journey, but I really appreciate the support from our chancellor, Daniel Diermeyer, and obviously Candace Lee, who's just been such a great partner. And, they like what we're doing, and I'm anxious to keep this thing going.
Can you feel the growth within your building?
I can feel the growth within myself. So, I'm getting better, I think, and so certainly I see us change physically. We're bigger, faster, stronger, more skilled. I think, spending time retaining systems and people, it's amplifying, and that's always been the pathway for us. This was not going to happen quickly, and it still won't. I mean, we got great opportunity this year, but we're going to have to earn everything we get.
How important is that extension when you talk about recruiting, when, NIL is now big and coming up? I mean, how key is that for you to be able to say, hey, look, we're building, we got time here?
Well, there's a level of support and investment. I am home. It's my school. It's my hometown. And I can say that as many times as I want. And, sometimes you need the contract to show that too. And, this is going to give me through that 29 season. I mean, that's a long time. And so I don't have to oversell now the fact that this is where my heart is. I can show them that this is where the university sees me being too. And look, I would want to know that from a recruit's perspective, a family. I want to know who the coach is going to be. And in this day and age, there's so much movement. It's just nice to be able to have that as a foundation.
You talk about growth. I think you can watch it out your window as far as construction, right? Yeah. Where are we in the whole process of making things awesome around there? Yeah,
there's steel going up on the north side, so where the basketball facility will kind of be on that north side where the Marriott is, which is neat to see. Yeah. The south end is all the way level to ground, so wow. It's incredible, and the amount of work that's going on, and again, that ground hasn't been turned over in a long time, so I'm not so sure what they found under there.
Ooh. But, there's no telling.
But it's remarkable, and so that's exciting. It's going to be interesting this year, just playing in it as it is being done. But the progress is exciting.
Coach, you do a terrific job of controlling your emotions. Even with your players, like, we'll wait, let's get it done, let's quarter by quarter, second by second. Tell me about those wins last year, though. At some point, it's always good to be able to say, hey, man, this is what it looks like. And you were able to do that. After transforming guys, the thought process from year one all the way to then to right now, how important were those wins last year?
Well, I didn't do such a good job controlling those emotions after the Kentucky game. I don't think. That game was replayed the other day on SEC Network, and my kids were, my two boys in their little fake Vanderbilt helmets and their underwear running around the living room. But my wife sent me a screenshot of my crying face afterwards. No, listen, those emotions, look, as a competitor, I mean, God, I don't how many games have I been a part of to this point? And some stand out as, like, really just carrying special meaning. Right. That one was special to me because of all the pain that we experienced there in year one and then early in year two also. And just to see a group of people stay committed to the mission. Mm-hmm. I just don't think that you see that. To be a part of it, to see those kids in a season where we had ups and downs, they never relented. They never gave up. They kept coming back into the fight, which is all you can ask as a coach. It's at some point, if they're coming back in, I got to point them in the direction where they're going to win, and they finished one off, and then we got one, might as well have gotten two. And we just weren't ready yet. And it's hard sometimes to take this perspective. We weren't ready yet to finish the third. We've got growing to do yet. But that gives us something to aim for this season.
Yeah, definitely. Vanderbilt football coach Clark Lee with us. How excited are you about this group?
You guys?
Yeah,
I'm really excited about you guys.
I saw you bouncing off the wall when you walked in here.
I cannot spin a football, though. So.
That's all right. Listen, Ron can do it all.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
Lean, mean fighting machine. I don't know that he's a tight end anymore. He may be a wideout now. It's crazy.
Split me out.
No, in terms of this team, I am. This is as excited. Listen, this is as excited as I've ever been for a football season. I think a lot of that has to do with the work that we put in, the familiarity we have around our systems. It is the players too. I mean, there are real connections that have been formed, and again, to be excited isn't because we feel like we're guaranteed some result. I think part of it I'm learning is just embracing the journey of a season. There are going to be ups and downs, and we're going to have to battle adversity. But it's just like a family. You look forward to doing that with people you care about. And I know that I'm going to learn and grow a lot this year, and I'm excited to do that with these guys. But I do think this will be the most capable team we've put on the field, and that's fun, right? Yeah. And again, no guarantees, but I'm excited to go to battle with these guys.
Well, I guess deeper at receiver, you've got talent. Offensive line coming back. So on the offensive side of the ball, I'm assuming you feel that experience.
We do, and I felt like last year there felt like a lot of unknown. I remember going into last spring, and it was what are we going to look like at O-line? we didn't know much other than Will Shepard in terms of our receiver core. The quarterback position was a question. This was last spring.
Yeah. I was worried about your line last year.
Yeah, well, thanks. You didn't say anything in the moment, but I do appreciate that.
She did that.
That's okay. That's called talking behind my back, Con.
No.
Listen, you should have been concerned, and I was too, but kind of as we got through spring, I recognized the identity that group was forming. It was really exciting to see, and they obviously carried that into being able to produce a 1,000-yard rusher in this league. And I thought we protected the quarterback really well, too, from year one to year two.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you, right? There are things that we know about this team coming up, and there are going to be unknowns that come to the surface and flourish. With the way we're building our program, everyone's being invested in. So there's going to be, again, I know Will Shepard's going to be ready to play, and I'm excited to watch him attack. I know A.J. Swan's going to be chomping at the bit. I know Jay McGowan, who had a breakout year, and Quincy Skinner and Gamarion Carter, who flashed. I mean, these guys, and then we have freshmen coming on. There are going to be other guys, though, that we're kind of searching for a role that break through for us, and that's what becomes so much fun to watch the growth. So certainly on offense, I feel defensively we've made a lot of progress through the season last year. But you talk about C.J. Taylor and DeRicky Wright and Jalen Mahoney. I mean, there's just some pieces that are back for us. I think we got way better in the defensive front in the spring, which was exciting. So, I mean, in general, this is why I'm enthusiastic about where we're headed, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean we're a perfect team. We gotta fill our gaps, and we got to know who we are and who we're not. But playing to an identity, we feel like we do have some weapons that will give us a chance to play good football.
I love the fact that August 26th, you guys get to start the entire football season.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's coming up quickly.
It's on your shoulders,
I
baby.
mean,
it's on
like,
your shoulders.
like we're there, Coach.
Yeah. Literally, we're going to be starting camp next Wednesday. So, I mean, think about that. Yeah, it's
we got to head out there.
Yeah, and the one thing I'll say about I'm glad to be doing that here in Nashville and not making that trip. Hawaii's a great place to vacation.
That is not an easy trip.
You don't want to set up for your first real work day. But no, I'm excited for that, and our team will be too. And again, it's one of those things where we can't take anything for granted. So we went to Hawaii last year and performed well. That'll be a team that's coming here with a chip on their shoulder too, and they'd love nothing more than to ruin that start of the season for us. So we're going to have to own it and earn it, and that means that we got to have a great camp.
Vanderbilt football coach Clark Lee, rolling through media days tomorrow. Appreciate you coming and
Got
spending some time with us.
This was exclusive today.
That's right.
I like that.
First trip in was right to this little booth here. So
I love it. All
always
right.
good to be with you
Yep,
guys.
thanks for doing it. Good to see you.
Appreciate
Can't
y'all.
wait for it to all begin.
Yeah, it's on.
Vanderbilt football coach Clark Lee. More 3HL coming up live from Radio Row. SEC Media Days next on 104.5 The Zone.
We're ready.
Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits going to talk with you about my guy Jason and his guys at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. They've got everything you need. Incredible selection: craft beer, wine, vodka, bourbon, whiskey, tequila, all of it, and cigars as well. So hop on in there, and they will help you out. If you just want to pop in, know what you want, and get out, they can do that for you. Or they can give you some other options that maybe you haven't thought about in maybe the bourbon world. MarylandFarmsWS.com is the website. 101 Creekside Crossing in Brentwood by Publix. Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. Closed on Sundays. They do have delivery through the Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits app and curbside pickup as well. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, locally owned, serving Brentwood and Middle Tennessee for more than 17 years. Remember, every Wednesday is Senior Day, so go in for special discounts. Every day they honor the military discount, case discounts every day too. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, 101 Creekside Crossing in Brentwood by Publix. MarylandFarmsWS.com.
What's happening, good people? Ron Slay here, man. Listen, I'm telling you about Chimney. When you hear that on your roof, that ain't Santa Claus up there. That's our guys trying to make sure everything is going good for you, because it is almost time to fire that chimney up. I know we got to get through the summer part, but you need to take advantage of the summer special as well, because the in-season pricing is right around the corner. Call 615-364-8987 for chimney service, repairs, restorations, makeover, whatever it may be. And also your dry vent service, dry vent repairs. They unclog everything, man. I'm telling you, they won't let you down. You got outdoor fireplaces and kitchens, fire pits, fire bowls, does not matter. Chimney will get it done. 615-364-8987 is the number to hit. You got to get on it, man. And I mean, it's honest, dependable, and affordable. That is what you have to depend on, and that's what you will need. Make sure, Chimney, 615-364-8987. Let us get up on the roof, man, and make sure that chimney is ready to roll.
Afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone studios, also from the SEC Media Days Day 3, as the big news going around is more about DeAndre Hopkins and what's happening at SEC Media Days, as he is reportedly about to sign a 2-year, $12 million deal. Actually, the first year is going to be $12 million, and it can reach up to 15. Greg Sankey mentioned just a little while ago the SEC Media Days is going to be in Nashville this year, but don't be looking for the SEC Championship game to move to Nashville when the new stadium is built. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
.3HL 104.5 The Zone, broadcasting live from 2023 SEC Media Days coverage presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and Advanced Hair Restoration. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. At the table right now, Scott Ramsey, National Sports Council President and CEO, among many other things. Scott, what's up? How are you?
Great. How are you guys?
Doing well.
Radio Row, it's a home game.
Radio Row in Nashville. How about that?
How about that?
I like it.
It was better than last year because you guys, I remember seeing you, and you weren't real happy about the Atlanta situation. So, upgrade.
That's right.
Upgrade.
It is an upgrade.
So,
but I think that was an after-hours thing, if I remember Brent right. Very true.
Most likely.
What are your talking points here in terms of Nashville and sports events and stadium coming? And I mean, there's so many things.
I think anytime it's an opportunity to host 1,000 media covering the SEC, it's a chance to showcase our city and how we've gotten to this point and where we're going to go. I think it's just another opportunity to showcase, and I think that's what we've done. I think really organically since the late '90s. We've had events here. We tried to host it well, knowing that this event could build on to something bigger and better or something down the road. And a good experience here opens up doors somewhere down the line. And I think that's what this opportunity is for this particular event this year.
How long have you been here now?
28 years. Since 1995.
Isn't it amazing to think back to the mid-'90s and what this town was and what it is now and what it's going to be? Like, we can clearly see
and what this area was that we're sitting in right now.
I'm not sure it was an area.
Right.
But, it's been great. But I think, Brent, to that point, I think that's what we've done. I mean, I think back to the AAU events we had and the grassroots events, and the first time we had the SC men's tournament, next time we had the women's, and we had the first bowl game, and everything that we did along the way, I think, has kind of led us to the opportunities that we're going to have in the future. And people have had a great experience here, and I think that's kind of been our calling card, and the chance to host all the SEC media for 3 or 4 days and showcase what's coming and what is a great opportunity for us.
Be a nice foundation for, when that new stadium is built and the SEC championship game and football maybe. I know Sankey was asked about it, and he said, it's in Atlanta, but he did not slam the door. So,
well, at least for the near future, it's Atlanta.
Correct.
I think, you know us well enough, we're never going to not ask the question.
Yep.
But, that was a question probably 15, 20 years ago about the SEC basketball tournament.
Yeah.
It was moving around, and Greg was really the one at the time when Commissioner Sly was there that I spent probably 2 years working on negotiation there. And initially we had 3 men, 1 women's, 3 men, 1 women's, and then we were able to lock in the men's tournament when he really thought that if he could lock in tournaments, which we really kind of pushed for, saying, hey, just like what you've done in Atlanta, when you're going to your Nashville for the tournament, you can plan the trip year after year. Nashville, then New Orleans, then Orlando, wherever you're moving around, and it's kind of you're hit and miss on who's playing well. Now the fans can kind of come. You've got your plans. You did it for baseball in Hoover, and it was a great opportunity for us to lock it in. We got it through 2035, and now we can kind of build on making the event better. We're going to add Texas, Oklahoma fans next year. Got 4 games in Wednesday all the way through Sunday, so it's going to be a great opportunity. So I think, holding this one is to that point. It's just a lot of people getting maybe no Nashville, not but a chance for us to showcase it either way.
They could have timed the bridge construction a little bit better.
Well, it's just a lot of things there. A, it's structural. B, we originally had this scheduled for 2021, if you remember, and then COVID kind of pushed things out.
Right.
At the time, this whole yards project was going to be done. So, I hate to kind of keep going back blaming it on timing, but a little bit of timing, and then ultimately you're going to have to replace the bridge. It was just it was falling apart. So, but we're very thankful TDOT kind of stopped construction. I know there's a lot of people here on air, and booming and dynamiting and blasting would have been more disruptive than it is now, just kind of getting in and out. But really appreciate the Grand Hyatt for working through all that and then hosting what I think is a great event here inside the hotel.
When you go in these meetings sometime, do you, when talking about Nashville, the way it's exploding and expanding, do you sometimes say, hey, y'all, come on, I don't have to sell this. Like, look at what we're doing here in the city. Do you have to put that trump card out for them one time and just let them know?
It's interesting, Ron. It used to be we really just we did everything to beg people to give us a shot.
Yep.
And that wasn't 15 years ago probably. Now
just to be a part of the conversation.
Yeah. And now I tell you, the hardest thing is trying to schedule.
Right.
Let's look along down the road.
Right.
Let's take the Final Four, for example. Well, you need 12,000 hotel rooms. You need a convention center for 2 weeks. You need this. You need that. You need this much money. You need transportation. You need a facility. You got to give up half the suites. You got to. So this laundry list of stuff that you immediately, man, we just said yes. Now you got to think. I don't know if the convention centers are going to have. They had to move 3 conventions out for 2 weeks to set up fanfare. Do we have 12,000 rooms downtown that we can clear for a certain rate? So. While people now want to come, now we're having to figure out strategically what years and how we can kind of manipulate that and look longer out.
Right.
And that also kind of creates an element of risk because hey, you think, it's coming in 2030. Yeah. Well, that's great, but that 7-year planning cycle could change a lot of things. We're talking about the road this time in 3 years, so. That's the difference in us now versus 2005 when, God, give us a chance. Let us host that. Give us the Final Four. Give us the All-Star game. Give us the draft. It's exciting, but it's also a great opportunity for us.
Was there one event that kind of flipped it?
I think a lot of people, Brent, certainly would point to the NFL draft. But I just feel like it's been a continuation of the events. The women's Final Four was the best one ever, and we sold out, and we did stuff with the Ryman on the stage, and then we took the NHL draft. They never had the component outside, and we had the stage and the red carpet and so we've done different things on different events, and then we've taken pieces and parts of what's worked and tried to apply it to the next one. And the draft certainly was probably the most optically wow factor from that. But again, that didn't have an indoor ticketed competition level event like that. So I think it's just kind of been what we've been doing. I think we work well together as a city, and if we don't think we can put the event on right, we don't chase that event at that time. Right. If it's not 27, we may have to say, okay, hey, we may have to put that on the 30-31 list if we can't get the right component. So, I think with the change in leadership that's coming in our city, 3 or 4 years we'll have a new governor, we're going to have a new mayor, and we've got certain, we got national investment coming in, who's the leaders there, and we got to make sure that they maintain the same continuity as we've had for the first 30 years I've been here. Yeah.
I remember back in the day, the conversation was we didn't have enough hotel rooms, and that's no longer the conversation.
No.
Crazy.
One event that you looked and said, man, I didn't expect this type of support. Like the support was overwhelming. Was it one that, because right now, like you just said, it's a culmination of everything. And every time an event is held here, I expect it to be bonkers, and it is. So was it one that you can point?
NHL All-Star Game. Sorry,
All-Star Game.
All-Star Game.
Yeah.
And here's why: because normally NHL did 2 things. They had a convention center and they had a fanfare in there, and you had the Stanley Cup, and you walked in there and you saw hockey stuff.
Yeah.
You saw a skills game that night and a hockey game the next day. That was it. You went home.
Yeah.
We decided to take Walk of Fame Park and create it into a real hockey village in the middle of January in Nashville. And we had to fund that on our own, so we had to convince people to do it. We had to convince the NHL we wanted to create a red carpet to walk the players up on a stage. We had to convince artists to kind of donate some time to play outdoor in January. And that one for
That's
me
rough.
was really people bought into Nashville because we created a Nashville element to that event. And Dierks Bentley played, and Chris Young played, and Kelsey Ballerini played, and all these people who are stars now. And then we converted the indoor product. If you remember, we kind of had celebrity coaches with Vince and Chris and everybody.
Yes.
So I think just that event to me was one that we finally used all the assets in Nashville in the music, sports, entertainment industry to kind of create a new level of event.
Right. That's good. I like that. Support is serious, man.
And now we'll be talking about Super Bowls and SEC championship games and Final Four.
Let's go, baby.
All of it. So, hey, always great to see you,
Great.
man.
Good to see you.
Thanks for being such a steward of Nashville sports.
By the
love
way, he just got back from Ireland too, so
did.
I'm like, you are a trooper.
I'm looking at Dawn's green notebook here, and I kind of still, I think I'm still kind of, somewhat.
Got a little bit.
I don't know where I am, or
Yeah.
what time it is, or what day it is. But I just looked at my watch. You said 4 o'clock, so
Yep, there
4
you
o'clock
go.
somewhere.
It is. definitely in Ireland at some point.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks,
We
Scott.
appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
National Sports Council President and CEO Scott Ramsey. When we come back, we'll dive into DeAndre Hopkins, now a Titan. Want to hear from you. 615-737-1045, 615-737-1045, at 3HL1045 on Twitter. You can watch the show on Zone TV, live here at Radio Row, and we appreciate you being with us. We'll be right back.
Oh, that is going to be such a fun combo to watch. You know what else is fun? Ford F-150. The Ford F-150 has been the best-selling truck for 46 years. And guess what? Two Rivers Ford, right here in Middle Tennessee, they've been the leading F-150 Ford dealer in our community for 40 of those 46 years. Two Rivers Ford with a huge selection of F-150s on the lot right now, and the best part is they're all priced below MSRP. Two Rivers Ford always sells for the best price. Their trucks are clearly marked. There's no gimmicks. There's no shenanigans. You get an honest deal in a speedy process. Oh, and also, you hear me say it all the time, Two Rivers Ford has non-commissioned salespeople, so you are never going to be pressured. They are just there to help you. There's a reason Two Rivers Ford has been the best in the business since 1983. If you're in the market for an F-150, call, click, or go see my friends at Two Rivers Ford. They're in Mount Juliet, just 7 miles east of the airport. They're the best. Two Rivers Ford, powered by Ford, driven by people.
What's happening, good people? Ron Slay here, man. Listen, I'm telling you about Chimney. When you hear that on your roof, that ain't Santa Claus up there. That's our guys trying to make sure everything is going good for you, because it is almost time to fire that chimney up. I know we got to get through the summer part, but you need to take advantage of the summer special as well, because the in-season pricing is right around the corner. Call 615-364-8987 for chimney service, repairs, restorations, makeover, whatever it may be. And also your dry vent service, dry vent repairs. They unclog everything, man. I'm telling you, they won't let you down. You got outdoor fireplaces and kitchens, fire pits, fire bowls, does not matter. Chimney will get it done. 615-364-8987 is the number to hit. You got to get on it, man. And I mean, it's honest, dependable, and affordable. That is what you have to depend on, and that's what you will need. Make sure, Chimney, 615-364-8987. Let us get up on the roof, man, and make sure that chimney is ready to roll.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ronald Sylvester Slay. 2023 SEC Media Days coverage presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and Advanced Hair Restoration. We will have Josh Heupel on the show Thursday at 3 o'clock.
Hype train.
Appreciate Coach Clark Lee from Vanderbilt coming a day early to be with us today. That was fun. And
on a day he got his extension, right?
Yeah.
Day he got his extension.
Through 29. Hey, man, that's saying something. We're
That
rocking
is.
with you.
That's commitment. By the way, real quick, Eli Drinkwitz, the head coach of Missouri, was addressing the room today, and he said he's got 18 starters back from last year. He said he has 32 players on his roster with that have started at least 4 games of college football in their careers. So he's throwing out the depth and all that stuff, and he's one of the guys that has
you better
to win.
win.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I'm like, I wouldn't be
Digging your own
throwing
hole,
that
yeah.
out if, yeah.
Has to win. That is definitely true. Big story, obviously. DeAndre Hopkins going to be a Titan, and want to get y'all's take on that. 615-737-1045 is how you get in. 615-737-1045. DeAndre Hopkins tweeting out, I always loved having haters and doubters, but I appreciate it even more now. Tighten up.
Yeah. Let you
Well,
know.
I don't get it. I appreciate it even more now.
Yeah, because you look for added motivation when you get to this point in your career. It's like
He's saying he has more haters now
I think he wrote
because
that right
people went
after,
to the Titans,
Yeah.
or because he went to the Titans.
He wrote that right after he sent out, he retweeted a guy that was coming at him for choosing Tennessee.
a
I
pass.
have to go back and find
Yeah,
it.
it was
Oh, I know. And
Patriots.
that account, the account name on it was Babs.
Yeah. Babs burner account.
Yeah, that's what somebody said. Is this Babs' burner account that she uses to troll Patriot fans?
But I think that's something though, man. If you think about it, all older players deal with, because Father Time is undefeated. So at some point, you're supposed to decline. He's feeling like he's not declining. For everybody to throw that out, especially that reporter or whoever it was that did that from that account, I don't think that's valid. And you look for anything.
That was Michael Lombardi that you're talking about.
Any piece of motivation that you can use, Babsy, that's what you're going to rock with. You know this. I know this. Like in anything we do. Competitive fire, we just saw we was at the bowling event. Like, we're looking for anything to get going. Like, it don't matter if you're competing.
We were
you
going.
need that. Yeah, you need any of that,
definitely
man.
true.
So he got it.
Slade definitely bowled better whenever there was dollar bills.
Yes. I need
As incentives.
Entice me. Put
Sitting on the
carrot.
table. Hey, you know what? D-Hop has plenty of incentives.
Yes, he does.
It's called
Even better.
money in his contract up to $3 million, right?
Yep.
Yep. So
Even better.
Joe Honk found an amazing stat from Jordan Vanek DFS on Twitter. 28.9% of DeAndre Hopkins' routes were hook routes in 2022. Significant because that has been Ryan Tannehill's most targeted route since joining the Titans. You talk about fits, and we were talking about locker room fit earlier, and obviously DeAndre Hopkins spent time in Houston with Coach Vrabel.
Right.
They've said very positive things about each other publicly. And when Vrabel got the Titans job, DeAndre Hopkins was like, man, that dude's more than a great coach. He's a great dude. And went on and on. So that part of it, I think, makes a lot of sense. And now you look at the analytics part and that little angle. I thought that was a really telling stat.
And 22% is one of the highest. That's Tannehill's most targeted route. It's one of the highest percentage of total targets to a specific route since 2018. So, yeah. Now, of course, you can make the argument of how different this offense will be. What I know. Don't give me that look. I'm just saying.
I understand what you're doing. I'm just Babsy. So this is my thing.
Babsy, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
I'm just saying. So
I got to talk about all sides of it.
Yeah, you do have to talk about all sides of it, but you can't talk about all sides if it's only one side.
Yeah.
That's-
I mean,
that's
and
the
the
side
other
we
thing
see.
is you can bend the numbers to make them
Support whatever
fit whatever you want. But
That
this is an
really
interesting stat, and it's super in depth. Like, who tracks that, right?
615-737-1045. Let's go to Peyton in Hendersonville. Peyton, what's up?
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Hey, we're good.
Well, good, Peyton.
So, Slay, this is pretty much for everybody, but I know that you like to gamble, and so do I. So yesterday, after the D-Hop signing had gotten underway and there was reports out there, I was looking on FanDuel, DraftKings, and BetMGM. So FanDuel has the Titans at plus 310 to win the division, DraftKings at plus 350, and BetMGM, I guess, got smart and took the AFC South completely off of their app. So I think the Titans are going to spank up the kiddies down south. We're going to reclaim the division. And everybody needs to go put money on plus 350 right now before they take it down. That's all I got.
I like that, Peyton. I agree. They need to hustle over and go do that, man. Go on, slide over the Superbook, man. Go make you a cold-blooded little bit, man, so we can go on and get this money and book it. But this is the thing that's got me a little misunderstood about some people. Like, I heard earlier some Titans fans calling in like, hey, man, I'm going to wait and see. I'm gonna wait to see if it's going to be like the other receivers we came and get. Like, hey, y'all. Enjoy something good, man. Quit looking for the negative in it. Like, you got a stallion out there ready to play receiver for you who is motivated not only by himself but the haters that he's pointing at right now. With the quarterback, I heard somebody say, "Man, who's gonna throw in the ball?" Ryan Tannehill is going to throw in the ball. What do you mean?
Who said who's going to throw in the ball?
It was the morning show I was listening to. I forgot who it was that called in.
Whoever you are that called in, saying who's going to throw him the ball.
Like, come on, man.
Come on.
I understand.
Are you kidding me? Do you know how much better instantly Ryan Tannehill is now?
Yes, I do.
I mean, we get to see what Treylon Burks really is. Kyle Phillips, if you can stay healthy, are you kidding me? Like, this completely, it's amazing. It's one guy. I get it. And I know, Brent, you always say it, you know, a change other than quarterback does not move the needle, and it doesn't move Vegas odds, right?
Not much.
But in this case, this completely transforms this offense because you have, I think, the players already on this roster, and you were just missing that piece. Now, offensive line I'm a little worried about, but
you should be.
Yes. Well, but we can talk about that later once we get into camp and actually get to watch and all of that. But here's the other thing that this shows me. They think they have a chance to do something big this year with the roster that they have, with what they've built.
Right.
And that's why they made this move. A 2-year deal, $26 million, max of $32 million with all these incentives. You know, so that's a $6 million swing for if this all turns out how we think it's going to turn out and he can hit those incentives, great. We'll gladly pay him $32 million because over the next 2 years, because that means this is talking big game kind of team, right?
Right.
Yeah, this is from NFL Media. So 65 receptions gets him an extra $250,000. 75 receptions gets him $500,000. 85 gets him $750,000. And if he hits 95 receptions, he'll get an extra $1 million.
He about to be eating dinner every night with Ryan Tannehill.
$250,000 for reaching 4 touchdowns, $500,000 for 6, $750,000 for 8, and $1 million if he gets 10 receiving touchdowns.
You finish your one?
I think that's low. Don't you?
My bad, yeah. Just jump on in right there.
I mean, you just jumped right in front of my screen anyway.
I apologize.
$250,000 for reaching 750 receiving yards, $500,000 for 850, $750,000 for 950 receiving yards, and $1 million for reaching 1,050 receiving yards. But the interesting element to DeAndre Hopkins is he's a dog, man. He is a combat catcher.
Yes.
And there was no drop-off last year.
Nope. None at all. To put
He
that
played
in,
9 games, and he would have led the Titans in receiving by 11 receptions.
yes, exactly.
9 games.
And so that's what I was going to say, man. To put that in context, Bobby Trees had 91 targets last year. That's a guy coming off an ACL tear.
Targets.
With the line, Tannehill had no line to. So just to get 91
Tannehill
targets
might
to
not
him,
have a great line this year either, but
yeah, but it's going to be better than last year's when healthy.
I would say it
Babsy.
can't get worse.
But-
But I normally say you can. It can always get worse.
Except
I am somewhat confident in saying that it can't get worse.
Yeah.
I've never heard you say that.
you saw it with Daly last year.
It was
no
that
longer-
bad.
He was that bad.
He was
just
that
signed
bad.
a 2-year deal too.
With Arizona.
Maybe it was a swap out. Who
By the
knows?
way, AFC South, I'm looking at FanDuel right now. Jacksonville, the prohibited favorite to
Yep.
win the division at minus 155. Titans
Good.
second at plus 310.
Let me see if I can go get in on this right now.
Colts at plus 550, and then the Texans are plus 1,000.
I'm going to get in.
You're doing it right now.
Yeah, because I'm
Like,
I'm
literally
sitting there-
on his phone,
Yeah, I'm sitting
pulling
there
it
confident.
up
I'm
right
sitting there
now.
confident. You know what I mean? We just got to get past these first 6 games, and I think one thing that's not being talked about that's what's also going to help is the being able to get DeAndre Hopkins. This motivates the defense too.
Mm-hmm.
Like one person that you saw last year learn from experience was Roger McCreary. He talked about it this offseason, going against guys that he was like, hey, man, y'all ain't going to give me no help or anything. He just had to learn on the fly, take his lumps. Imagine what it's going to be like in practice. He said, I'm going to here guarding Traylon Burks every single time. Now you got an option to go guard
Now
DeAndre
you
Hopkins
can go
too.
practice on DeAndre Hopkins.
Dude.
Although that guy's not practicing.
Yeah, why? Iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? But just the little
You better
nuances
keep
that
those
you can learn.
hammies
Come
in
on now.
check,
It's gonna be-
D-Hop.
it's
You
gonna
know
be
what's
on.
funny? What day, Hunk, did you have the story about the odds shifting with regard to DeAndre Hopkins?
Was
that yesterday?
No, it was Thursday.
It was Thursday.
It was Thursday.
It was Thursday because I was there.
Yeah, it was Thursday.
It flipped. Yep.
And it
I didn't
completely
hear you,
flipped, and then
Sorry.
and then it broke over the weekend.
Yeah, because it was at one point in time, it was at plus 300 or plus 500, and then it swapped over to minus 300 in the course of like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Well-
and then it was a done deal on the weekend.
And then
Or
you
at
did
least
hear.
Remember the question I asked? Do they already know that they have him?
Yeah, and they did.
I would be willing to bet. Yeah.
100%. Well, and
I just bet.
then Mike Vrabel just said.
like-
just bet on the
I liked
Titans
Mike
for the
Vrabel's
division.
quote.
Speaking of
I'm the head
getting
coach.
ready to bet.
Of course I knew.
Of course I knew.
What did you get?
I just
And what
bet
did McAfee say? You've been
Titans
sandbagging
285.
Yeah.
us all day.
Yeah, because Pat McAfee said we asked you like on the front 9 yesterday.
Yep.
Like, hey, what's going on? He's like, I don't know. And then today he's like, I'm the
He
head
knew.
coach. Of course I knew.
That's hilarious.
Yep.
He's telling McAfee he doesn't know while looking down, and D-Hop is shooting him a text message, and he's
Yep.
like, sup?
Now, okay, the Titans still have to clear up some money, though, don't they?
Yeah.
They've got to. So they've got to redo somebody or do something, clear up some money, and that's why it's not like official.
That
right?
Tannehill contract had
Yeah, that's what I was going to. And guess who it just opened up to restructure? It would Tannehill. I wouldn't want to leave nowhere either. Give me dude for 2 more years too. Come on, do something with my deal. Stretch mine out. Let's go to work.
So does this signing take Tannehill beyond this year?
Yep, that's how I feel.
Maybe.
That's how I feel. At least one more.
To year 2?
At least one more. At least one more.
615-737-1045 at 3HL1045 on Twitter. P is in Hermitage. Is that right, P?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing today?
Hey, we're
What's
good.
happening, Pete?
Hey, I got a personal bet with a coworker tonight. We're just trying to figure out what number is he going to be wearing during. If he's going to.
What number is D-Hop going to be wearing?
Sir?
You said what number is D-Hop going to be wearing?
Yes, sir. If he's going to swap the numbers or if he's going to stay with the same number.
That's interesting.
Or if it's
I know
available.
he's been
What was he? 10?
10 pretty
10.
much throughout, right? His career. Has it been 10
Yeah,
throughout his career?
yep.
10 with Houston.
Yes.
I mean,
So,
10 was worn by the legendary Vince Young with the Titans.
Yeah, right.
So.
Legendary. Hey, P, thanks,
I-
man. We'll do some searching on that.
Let us know if you win that bet. You can get us some strikeout wings or something, Pete. We'll ride with you on that.
I'm going with the number 11.
So if he wears number 11, I win the bet.
Right now, number 11 is Chris Moore, and number 10 is Kearis Jackson.
Ooh, that is.
I think we can
10.
figure out which one's one he can pay off to get his number.
Cheers.
All right, y'all have a great day.
You
I
too.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
an
he might
undrafted.
lose his bet.
That's an undrafted free agent wearing number 10.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you, Pete. Appreciate it. 615-737-1045 at 3HL1045 on Twitter. Well, I'd go ahead and give him the number right now. Get something out of the deal.
Yeah.
Case of beer or something.
No. Nice little money.
Oh, you want money? You want cash?
Yeah. Cool little 60.
Cash.
Cool little 60,000 or something.
Can I ask you this?
Give it up.
Can you do it when we come back?
Sure. I won't because we'll forget. And
I know.
Then
I
you
was
wanna-
going to ask me.
No.
I'll answer when we
Okay,
come back.
if you're some rookie with that number, are you really making DeAndre Hopkins pay you anything for that number? It's DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, you got a bankroll.
You said
DeAndre.
yes?
Yes, I don't have a bankroll.
If you undrafted,
You would say yes.
If I'm drafted,
I
yes.
wouldn't. I'd be like, hey, I'm a nice person. Here's your number.
Yeah, he's
I don't
and
believe
he's
you.
an OG vet. He's an OG vet. Ain't no way. You know what it is. It's underlying rules to these things, Babsy. And we ain't got to discuss this. You know you want this number. What you paying? It's cool.
you pay me my
I mean,
salary for
that's gutsy.
2023. You can have it.
615-737-1045 at 3HL1045.
Should have been here earlier.
Your thoughts on DeAndre Hopkins becoming a Titan. 615-737-1045.
What's happening, man? Ron Slay here. It's your guy. You know who it is, man. I got to give you Superbook Sports. A lot of things happening right now. Titans just acquired DeAndre Hopkins. Come on, y'all. Slide on over there to the bed now, man. Get in and get to having fun so we can win some money. First and foremost, though, you got to download the Superbook Sports app. Enter the promo code, the Zone or Slay, either one, and you'll get up to $250 courtesy of Superbook Sports. But first, you got to do that. Then you got to sign up. Then you deposit. Then you wager, and then boom, $250 to your account, man. Real smooth, real easy. It's summertime, baby. Let's stay hot on our bets, man. The most trusted name in sports gaming with a direct line to Las Vegas. Don't get much better than that. Make sure you download the app. You can't go wrong. Now, you know you got UFC coming up August 5th. Ooh, who you going to roll with? You better stay in tune with what I got going on social media. Other than that, visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Book it.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay. She just put her jacket on. Did you get cold or something?
Oh, my gosh, it's 2 degrees in here.
I kind of feel like it's hot.
What? No, you're the only person. Kirby's shivering. Seriously, Kirby's shivering.
It feels phenomenal in here, people. It's really almost a shirt-off moment, man. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that's the kind of feeling I got in here.
Grand Hyatt. That is where we are, 2023 SEC Media Days.
If Ron Slay says it feels glorious in here, that means it's cold as you know what.
I got kind of a light sweat buildup. And you have to sit right next to me today.
I know. It's okay. I forgot deodorant this morning.
You put a jacket on.
Was that today? Gosh, what a long day.
It has been a long day. Good thing it's
long
cold in here because Mama don't have any deodorant on. So here we go.
A to Z Sports with it. DeAndre Hopkins will be a Titan. 2 years, $26 million with the potential to get it to 32. Y'all were talking about the number.
Yeah.
The number.
The undrafted free agent. Who was it? Kieras?
Oh, number 10.
Kieras Jackson.
Yeah, Kieras Jackson.
Yeah.
So Don is like, who is Don? Babsy's like, while you were gone the other day, I kept calling you Don for some reason. Friday. Should he just give the number to T-Hop? Here, you want 10? It's yours, man.
Yeah. Why would you just get a free number? That ain't what we doing here. I work for that number.
So
you want that number, you pay for that number.
He's an undrafted free agent, right?
Exactly. So he's gonna be
he's a rookie out of Georgia.
A cut undrafted free agent soon
he's
too.
out of Georgia, though.
So you better hold on to that number. That's bargaining chip. That's a walking away present. If he happened to get cut, I walked away with $70,000. Thanks, D-Hop.
What would you pay for your number?
$10. Did you ever have to do that?
No, they knew what it was.
See, they did exactly what I thought. Oh, that's Ron Slay. We'll just give it to him.
That's different. Everybody to see. No, hey, I'll give him a 40. I'll give him a 40 piece. Cool, 40,000.
Okay.
Or a nice watch.
Or a nice watch.
Maybe I would hold on to that number too.
See what I'm saying? But see, that's the thing. Like, it's happened over the years, so it's like, man, dog, I heard when a guy gave you such and such for his number, like, no, man, I'm going to do the right thing and hold on to that number. That's a bargaining chip.
Zeph is producing the show back at the world-famous Music Road. Zeph, let's stay with the number talk and go Derek in Clarksville next up on 3HL. Derek, what's up?
Not much. How you guys doing today?
Hey, we're great, man.
Man, living life, loving it. D-Hop is with the Titans, Derek. That's how we doing.
Oh, yeah. I like it. I just wanted to say I found the story where Mitch Williams acquired the number 28 from John Crook in 1991 for 2 cases of beer.
Case of beer. Yep.
See?
That happened.
Nothing's for free.
John Crook.
Yeah.
Somebody asked him if he was our baseball. He's like, "Are you an athlete?" And he's like, "No, I'm a baseball player."
Yeah, and I thought it was
an
2
acronym.
cases of Heineken, if I recall. I wish I could remember that specific fact, but
Oh, wow.
Oh, Heineken's a little more expensive, at least.
Yeah, longer buzz.
Thank you,
I
Derek.
don't like
Appreciate
Heineken. That's skunk beer. So, yeah, y'all have a good day.
Appreciate it.
That's skunk beer.
What, is that what he said? I like Heineken.
It's okay.
I used to really love it.
It's okay.
Not as much.
615-737-1045. Let's go to Gordon in Nashville. Gordo, what's up?
Hey, I wanted to talk about an earlier free agent signing that looks way better now with the DeAndre Hopkins signing was Chris Moore. I mean, he had more receiving yards than any of our receivers last year, and everyone was talking about how we only have a number 1 with Burks and a bunch of 3, 4, 5 guys. Well, now we have a 1, 2, and a bunch of guys who could be 3 or 4 on our roster. So our depth at wide receiver now, if our first 2 guys stay healthy, is insanity. Not even talking about adding Chig up there as a tight end 1, who everyone's talking about now. That we look like we have the best receiving core, and the Jaguars are just sitting there thinking they're all safe and not, but they're not really now. We have a full offensive attack and the best defense in the AFC South.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
That is a great point.
That's the point
Can
I made
I
earlier.
just hit?
It makes the rotational guys instead of
No.
you know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. Yes, and that is a great point. My point in his great point is that nobody's talking about Chris Moore.
Nobody's talking about Chris.
Nobody, not once are people mentioning Chris Moore when you talk about this wide receiving core.
Yep.
Why? Because he's 30?
I don't know why they're not talking about it. I mean,
but that is a great point. Like you gotta point him out too when we talk about this wide receiving core and who is going to help open up Traylon Burks and whoever else it ends up being. You know.
I mean, when you pull it up right now, ourlads.com has already changed it. DeAndre Hopkins, Traylon Burks, Nick Westbrook-Akine, then Chris Moore, Kyle Phillips, and so I mean, it's funny how one player can add so much to a position group.
Yeah.
But the addition of DeAndre Hopkins in that room is just massive.
You get to free people up. You get to free people up to be them. And then when you're able to be yourself, I think it allows for an opportunity for Chris Moore to be talked about now. At first, we wouldn't have wanted to talk about him if he had to go in there and be the number 2.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now he gets to settle into a role of being a 3 or whatever it may be. And now
last year he had 48 catches for 548 yards and 2 touchdowns, averaged 11.4 yards per catch.
Yep, catches and yards were both career highs too. The problem for him was he did it in Houston, so nobody knew about it.
Well,
You know what I mean?
And his quarterback was
probably me. Nobody. Nobody out there throwing it to him.
More coverage from SEC Media Days coming up. Stay tuned. We will continue to talk about DeAndre Hopkins to the Titans. Obviously, the big story in Nashville. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, people? Ron Slayer, man. Now, summer is a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your tan or abs. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to decades of thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and it can even grow for life. Did I mention Advanced Hair even guarantees your new hair will grow? Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. The summer sales event is on for a limited time, so schedule your free consultation and get the details today. 629-348-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and get your savings details while still available. That's 629-348 or advancedhair.com.
Good afternoon from day one of SEC Media Days here at the Grand Hyatt. I'm Joe Hunk. It is day one of the SEC Media Days, which means the big story is it's DeAndre Hopkins. We're not even going to act like it's anything different. DeAndre Hopkins, 2-year deal reported right now, as the first year is going to be for $12 million with the potential of getting up to $15 million depending on incentives. Here at SEC Media Days, the two most notable things have been talked about. Commissioner Sankey was asked about potentially moving the SEC championship to Nashville. Once a brand new stadium is built, he says that right now the SEC is happy with the game staying in Atlanta. And if in case you didn't know, Jimbo Fisher has a brand new offensive coordinator in Bobby Petrino. His answer to Bobby Petrino calling plays, he might. I don't know. We just got to see how things are working out. Texas A&M should be good this year. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay broadcasting live from the 2023 SEC Media Days. Coverage presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and Advanced Hair Restoration. Babsy, what's up? How are you?
Hi.
104.5 The Zone
Here.
AI. On the T-Dot Smartway map, there appears to be a meteor approaching downtown Nashville. No, wait. Scratch that. No need to check for weather alerts. This appears to be a Babs NATO. She's coming in hot. Entering the studio in 3, 2, 1. Don Davenport.
Babs NATO coming into downtown Nashville for SEC Media Days today.
Always fun to
love it.
And get back with a bunch of our friends from all over the southeast region that do what we do and in the TV and radio and print world. And selfishly for us, it's a lot of fun to do that. But the big story, obviously, Slay Dog, is that you would make him pay for that number if you were an undrafted free agent wide receiver.
Bingo. That's right. That is a nice little vacation for me and my little family, or something nice that I want to go get. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, that's what it is. It's the American dream.
His name is not DeAndre Hopkins. His name is Ron Slay.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Best believe I'm in the building. Better be ready.
Better be ready.
I'm in the building. Calling out time for the show.
Yes, indeed, man. It is Monday, and D-Hop is with the Titans. So, the people wanted it. I wanted it. We're going to try this again. Is this top of the hour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top of the hour.
5 o'clock, baby.
We're running it back.
Let's go.
D-Hop is with the Titans. It's only right, Zelf, that you do what? Yo, Car ain't got no roof. Car ain't got no roof. D-Hop is in the city. That's right. Yeah,
So-
all my people with me. Hey. Y'all been waiting, baby.
Did your phone start blowing up like mine did?
Yes, it was out of control.
I was the one blowing y'all's up.
Yeah.
Like, what are y'all doing? Wake up.
Fried. I was fried. I couldn't wake up. I was 6 hours behind. So I might as well have been on a flight from Europe. But 6 hours behind. When I finally got the message, I said, oh, it's on. That was, man, you talking about exciting. That automatically, if I'm in that wide receiver room. Listen, I'm so excited, I wouldn't worked out this morning. 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm out there working out. All because of D-Hop. You know what I mean? I took my
You
shirt
were
up.
excited.
Yeah, looked in the mirror. I said, yeah, this ain't D-Hop body, but, you know what I mean, this going to work out for me right now. So I went on and got my grind on, man, and whoo, can you imagine what Traylon Burks is going to be doing? Can you imagine Kyle Phillips, what he going to be doing? Can you imagine Chig? Can you imagine NWI? Chris Moore, who Baptist said nobody's talking about? Tajay Spears.
People are not talking about him. She's right about that.
Now, remember, I was talking about if we don't get D-Hop.
We're not talking about him.
Yeah, we're not. He ain't gave us nothing to talk about.
Well, I mean, he had a decent year
He
last
most
year.
definitely did, yeah. But
In an awful situation.
we just
Right.
needed something now. And more.
Can you imagine what Ryan Tannehill is now?
And guess what? One step further than that, everything in the whole facility shifts to who? For me, Tim Kelly. Everybody just did just like a Tim Kelly. You wanted weapons? You got weapons.
You got him.
It's time to go to work. He ought to be in there right now in his book just trying to draw up play. I'm talking
Now,
about.
I hope your quarterback has time to make those plays.
Hello, thunderstorm.
Like how
She's always ready for it. She's always ready to
No
bring
umbrella
you back
needed.
down.
No umbrella.
She's right, though.
That's
Because,
it.
look,
She is
I mean,
right. She is right.
a couple of years ago, Tannehill's – remember I said he had PTSD? Like, he was
Yeah.
getting hit, but, like, it looked like he was
No,
affected.
you said he had the yips.
Yeah,
the
the
yips.
yips, yeah.
And it looked like he was affected by false pressure sometimes. Like, he
Yep.
was so used to getting
It
hit
did.
that it affected clean throws.
It did.
Shoot, now he's used to it though.
Yeah.
So it's good.
You think so?
He just had 2 straight seasons of it. He's good now.
Last year it looked like he was trying to get back to the point of, I know I'm going to get hit. I'm just going to sit here and take the hit instead of being antsy with the passes and, like you said, have the yips.
Yeah, and then he got injured.
Being a tough guy. I mean, at some point, you got to give him some help, man. You got to at least try. Just lay down in front of somebody or something. Don't fall down. Lay down or something.
Yeah, that's why that suspension at right tackle was such a killer.
Oh, it's
That's tough.
man.
That's tough.
And, like, obviously, you feel bad because you affect all your guys, you
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
And you affected the team.
Yeah. For something that, I mean, we ain't going to go all the way through it. It's just, like, I wasn't even betting on the sport I'm playing. That's the tough part for me. Like 6 games for not betting on the sport. You're not even playing this sport. I mean, you're not betting on your own sport. You're not betting on NFL. So
Right.
the guys that did, I understand the harsh punishment. But 6 games, man, that's a lot, boy. That's a lot. But the one thing I do like about it, you only have, if I'm not mistaken, 2 divisional opponents during that gap. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to look right now. In that 6-game stretch, they have Indianapolis. That's it. One time. So, boom. You get everybody else. By the time you get everybody back rolling, you backloaded with Jacksonville twice, Indianapolis one more time, Houston twice. So, division-wise, you're still in a good spot. You just got to be able to tread water. Don't kill your morale through them 6 games.
And that Indianapolis game is fourth game, right?
Yep, yep.
So
no,
you're
5th game.
So maybe
Fifth
you
game.
have a little bit of chemistry with whatever line you're with,
Yeah.
going with by
Yep.
then.
Yep.
Well, and then I'm looking at it from a Colts perspective too. Like, how quickly does Anthony Richardson develop?
Yep, that's a great point.
True. It's very true.
It's going to take a while.
I think so too.
I think so.
Even though he got some nice receivers, there's nothing where you can just be like, man, he's gonna carry him. Because
I'm not
that
talking about.
speed,
I don't care
the
who
speed
his
of the game,
receivers are.
yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Yep, totally different ball game. So
I'll say this: the fact that the news of this signing's coming out already, like D-Hop has made his decision. Now, obviously, the Titans are going to have to shift some money before this is official, right?
Right.
To be able to actually sign this contract. But all of this done clearly in time so that he can be at training camp, so that he's there. You know how
develop chemistry.
I'm such a stickler
I know
about it,
I know.
especially with your quarterback. And I complained about the Julio Jones and the lack of reps that Tannehill had with him, right?
Yeah.
Who was the other one?
It was somebody else too.
Or somebody else
can't
I was
give-
complaining about.
yeah.
That
can't
sounded
remember
bad.
who it
You know
was.
what I mean.
6.5.
Listen, I'm all about, I don't care if it's camp reps, I'm all about a quarterback and receiver working together, communication, figuring each other out.
right,
You know
though.
what I mean? And so the fact that this is out there, because we didn't know, a lot of people thought, D-Hop isn't going to sign with somebody till like halfway
Yep,
through
through
training
training
camp
camp,
because he don't want to go to camp or whatever. I mean, the fact that this is going to be done,
Yeah.
yes.
You ready to get in that Tennessee humidity and come on out here and try it out. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's go fight, baby.
615-737-1045. Your reaction to DeAndre Hopkins coming to the Tennessee Titans. Honk, you just saw a tweet.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I just saw a tweet a second ago. So Matt Miller shoots out a tweet about 4 hours ago that says, been saying it for years. What you need to do is 1, draft a running back, 2, play the running back. Then if he's good, 3, franchise tag the running back 1 time, and then 1, draft a running back. So, man,
somebody has weighed in.
King Henry. Like, I didn't even know he actually tweeted, ever.
He barely tweets.
He barely tweets.
And so he replied, at this point, just take the running back position out of the game then. The ones that want to be great and work as hard as they can to give their all to an organization just seems like it don't even matter. I'm with every running back that's fighting to get what they deserve.
Wow.
Derrick Henry doesn't tweet. When was his last tweet prior to that?
Before that tweet, his last one that he actually tweeted
that
was
he wrote something.
June 19th. Before that. And then before that, it was May 12th. So once a month.
Once a month. You get King Henry tweet.
Wow.
I mean, wow.
You could go through all of his tweets from 2023 in about 7 tweets.
Thoughts on that?
Read that again.
Yeah, that's.
All right, so Matt Miller, we have him on the show, NFL Draft Scout. And this is common thought for a lot of people. Been saying it for years. Draft a running back, play the running back if he's good, franchise tag the running back 1 time, and then draft a running back again and go through the process. And so Derrick Henry writes, at this point, just take the running back position out of the game then. The ones that want to be great and work as hard as they can to give their all to an organization just seems like it don't even matter. I'm with every running back that's fighting to get what they deserve.
But he got what he deserved.
Well, but he's going in the last year of his deal.
Right. That's what I think.
And the Titans drafted a running back.
Yeah. So I honestly, me personally, I like this. Give me a bunch of motivated guys that got something to prove. Give me
you put Derrick Henry in that too.
Hell yeah! Like one thing you ain't gonna have to ever question is will he give his all for the franchise, like he's saying. And we do know on the opposite end of this, Miss Amy is all about rewarding people that do give their all for the franchise as well. You see different situations with it with Kevin Byard. You see it with Big Jeff. Like the list goes on and on. Missed out on AJ, but that's a whole different topic. So I like that. I do think he'll be rewarded too. He go out there and do what he's supposed to do, like he is him, and I think she'll reward him for now. The length of the deal is what will be in question, and would that be suffice to him? Can that satisfy him?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, would you give him? What do you give him? A 3-year? That's long.
That's
exactly.
a long time.
I don't know.
Running back of his age.
This
I don't
tweet,
care who he is.
This tweet makes me wonder if they have already talked about it and he doesn't like where that conversation is.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And the franchise tag for running backs, at least for this season, if he'd have been franchise tag, is only $10 million.
Yeah.
Which is
because
what he's going to make, right?
No value in, and this is what he's saying.
Yeah.
But there's the value in a running back nowadays has been diminished so drastically.
But it should be
because of how
case.
the game changed.
Where did Rand Carthon come from? He came from San Francisco, who used a conglomerate attack at running back.
But it never had an opportunity to have a
back like this.
No,
you know
Derrick Henry is an exception.
Yeah.
And I've said that a bunch.
Like
he is.
This is
but
case by
still,
case for me.
Derrick Henry isn't going to play till he's 36.
Right, I agree. I agree. But I think we all left off at the end of the year saying that how much does Derrick Henry have left in his tank? And I think we all said 2 years.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
1 for sure.
Maybe.
I think he's the same guy this year.
I
don't think there's a drop off.
I don't think it's a drop off.
I don't think we're there yet.
That next year.
I wonder 2 years from now. Yeah.
That's a lot. But you also have to understand, like, what tinkering are you going to do with the
offense? What are his numbers going to look like? Like, do you lessen some of his carries? Stuff
if it's
like
that.
If
it's like the year he broke his foot, then he got a year.
Weird timing in the
that was load.
in that the DeAndre Hopkins contract came out today too.
Right.
615-737-1045. We got a lot on the table. King Henry tweet. DeAndre Hopkins to the Titans Media Day. 615-737-1045. Go up to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle, car, truck, SUV, Jeep, whatever you are in the market for. They'll be able to help you out, new or pre-owned. These are your guys. So go have that conversation. They simply want you in the vehicle that's right for you, so no pressure at all from them. They just want to help you get in that correct vehicle. Go take your test drive, go inside. They'll help make the numbers work, and it will be that easy. Go up to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. Just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville, 24 west to exit 35, straight shot into the best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. I've bought multiple vehicles from these guys. They're awesome people. Check them out online, GuptonMotors.com. All of the dealership information is there. All of the inventory is there as well. That's GuptonMotors.com. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay, broadcasting live from Radio Row at the SEC Media Days. Coverage presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and Advanced Hair Restoration. Texas A&M head coach Jimbo Fisher said some weird things today.
Said some weird things.
Why are you shaking your head, Hunk?
This man gets Bobby Petrino to be his offensive coordinator. And he goes, he may call the plays. He may be in the discussion and add some suggestions on way the offense should be.
He was weird about it, man.
Like,
and you know that question is coming, you know?
Like, it literally,
it's
like,
the number one question everybody's got.
Again, regardless of who is, the man is a offensive genius, and he's basically the reason Lamar Jackson is who Lamar Jackson is today. And he may call plays. I may see what we can do. We may have some suggestions.
We saw he was asked multiple times and gave weird answers like that. What did he say?
Word for word.
Yeah.
When somebody asked about calling plays, about Petrino calling plays, he said, well, first he said he was hired for a reason, right? Okay, so then just say, yeah, he's going to call plays.
But he didn't
No,
say
he
yes.
didn't. He said he'll call a lot of, hopefully he'll call the game. I'm like, that is not the answer.
Why is he making him sound like a first-year OC that he just hired that used to be like an assistant quarterback coach?
He'll call a lot of, hopefully he'll call the game.
He might. I mean, I guess we'll see. See what kind of suggestions he makes when it comes to the offense.
Come on, Jimbo. Just
it's funny.
say
Anaya Smith is wide receiver playmaker guy for them, and he went down with an injury after in the fourth game in a win against number 20 Arkansas at the time, and he was responsible for more than 25% of Texas A&M's offense. He goes down, they lose 6 in a row.
Oh, it was a disaster after that.
Yeah,
man. And so he decides to come back for year 5. I was thinking back. I'm like, I think I did an A&M game when Anais was a freshman, maybe a sophomore, but I'm like, God, he's been there forever.
Yeah.
Like forever. It reminds me of who's the Zags player that was there forever?
Drew Timmy.
Yeah, it reminds me of Drew Timmy. But yeah, this is his 5th year.
My favorite.
Yours favorite.
So he decided to come back. This is his 5th year, and he'll be big for them.
That's tough.
Yeah, Eli Drink was talking about experience. He's got 18 starters back. He said he's got 32 people on his roster that have started at least 4 games in their college careers.
Experience, man. Ain't no substitute for it.
Coach Mack says it all the time. You cannot manufacture experience.
No.
But guess what that means for Drink?
Yeah.
You better win.
Just
And
turns
you
your
better
seat
win
up a
this
little
year.
bit,
You just like called Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and made sure your heater was working and that you would have no issues with it because now you're talking about all your starters coming back and all this experience. Okay, what's your excuse if you don't win?
Yeah, you better. You got to show up and show out. You can't have them. They had an opportunity last year. It was against Georgia, wasn't it? They fought against Georgia, and they were playing at Missouri, I think, if I'm mistaken. And then Georgia just turned into Georgia. But they had an opportunity. Some of those games you got to squeak out, man. You got to squeak out because you do a lot of talking and you put the spotlight on y'all. Now you even turned it up a little bit, talking about we get vets. So, yeah, let's see how this plays out.
I was about to answer you, but I was in the middle of a yawn, and I didn't want to do didn't want to make another drop
for SEC
for Missouri.
For Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri football.
LSU 10-4 last year, 6-2, winning the West. Brian Kelly coming through today. Jaden Daniels, you saw walk
I
through
saw
the
him.
hall.
Yep.
I needed to get close to him.
I should, Kyle. I was sitting right next to you too. I just didn't grab you soon enough. I was gonna go say hi, and then I lost him. I don't know where they went.
2,913 yards passing. He also led the team in rushing with 885, 11 more touchdowns there, so 28 total touchdowns, 17 passing, 11 rushing.
I said I thought he looked skinny.
Yeah, that's all I wanted
like
to
through
see.
his shoulders too.
Yep.
I wanted to see that, yeah, because I was Bryce Young. That was crazy. I've never seen anything like that.
He didn't look that slight.
Somebody was coming off the Heisman. That's Bryce Young. That was. Whew.
Yeah.
615-737-1045. The big story, obviously, 5-time All-Pro DeAndre Hopkins signing with the Tennessee Titans. We were talking about stats. Hunk pulled this stat from Jordan Vanek, DFS. 28.9% of DeAndre Hopkins' routes were hook routes in 22, which is significant as we go deep within the numbers. And all these teams are building their analytics staffs up. That has been Ryan Tannehill's most targeted route since joining the Titans. So there's a connection there statistically in terms of what they do well.
Of course, I said a couple of things. That might have been the only thing Ryan Tannehill could have relied on at his point in time, at some point in times with the Titans. But his most targeted route, the percentage for him was 22%, which is one of the highest percentages of total targets to a specific route since 2018, like across the entire league. So now is part of that because it's not a very creative offense either? I mean, is part of that offensive coordinating what plays he's calling? Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I love analytics, but there's so much more to it. Like, you can't just take the numbers at face value, right? Mm-hmm. But on the surface, hey, that's great news because it's something they both like and do well, right?
And the 49ers are a big analytics team.
Right.
And that's where Ray Carthon came from.
Yep.
So there's also that. The other story out there, Matt Miller, NFL draft scout, tweeted, been saying it for years, number one, draft a running back. Number two, play the running back. If he's good. Number three, franchise tag the running back one time and then do it all over again. Derrick Henry retweeted that and wrote, at this point, just take the running back position out of the game then. The ones that want to be great and work as hard as they can to give their all to an organization just seems like it don't even matter. I'm with every running back that's fighting to get what they deserve. At King Henry _2. So kind of talking through all of these things.
And there's some out there. Josh Jacobs is one. He's knocking at the door. Don't look like what is he, franchise?
He didn't get the contract since today.
Yeah.
He did not get it.
Nope.
So, okay.
That probably fueled the
a little bit more
tweet as well.
That's his Alabama brethren right there, too. So probably stay in contact all the time.
Oh, so, that makes complete sense.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Yep.
Let's go to Blake in Nashville. Blake, what's up?
What's up, man? So I'm calling about the tweet. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy to say. You got to do it on each person. You can't say that the running back is going to last this long and then he's going to be ready to be let go and it's time to get another one. That's crazy. Derrick Henry said exactly what he should have said, and then the comment that, well, Derrick got his contract. Well, that's exactly what he's saying.
He knows he has one more. He knows he has one more contract. You know what I mean?
I understand that.
It's not like he's 24 years old.
Yeah, but that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing.
No, I'm just saying, like, he's trying to use some leverage right now, because
is he?
He knows
he's just standing up for every running back in the NFL.
Definitely
that too.
Definitely that too. Yep, definitely that too. You are right.
Appreciate that, man.
Sean Murphy Bunning, you ready to box, brother? Hit me up, Mozzie's friend. You already know.
I have no idea what he just said.
Okay. I guess he's looking
something about
sparring.
Yeah, he wants to spar with the Titans secondary.
I think he's spot on with that. Though.
Right
that is, I mean, at some point, you always ask other guys, and looking at the tweet in this direction, you always ask other guys that have the voice or the platform to be able to speak up for you. You know what I'm saying? So I totally get that.
Running backs unite. So if there is one guy to speak up for the running backs, it's going to be him right now.
You got the biggest platform.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your biggest microphone. You're the king.
He's got the ground.
Exactly right. Yeah, exactly right.
I also wonder if there's something more to it. Like you start to look for conspiracy theories. Like, how are the Titans just going to let him play out this contract?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. It's bizarre in that he doesn't tweet much. So he's also that guy, but he doesn't talk very much.
Yeah.
So then it's louder.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Less is more in this case. Yeah. He brought it.
615-737-1045 at 3HL1045 is the Twitter handle. We would love for you to follow us. Let's go to Mark in the borough next up on 3HL. Mark, what's up?
What's happening, guys?
Yo, what up,
Mark? So I just want to say that congratulations, first of all, to everybody who wanted D-Hop. You know, we got what we wanted. And also, going back, I talked about D-Hop, but now y'all got me on my king. And King Henry, just like y'all said, if anybody going to speak up, it's going to be King Henry. Just like what happened to Zeke, I probably think he took that personal and think if it happened to him, it could happen to anybody. But at the same time, we gotta support King Henry no matter what. If they was to try to get rid of him, the Titans, Nashville need a riot. No, I'm just playing, not riot. Let me stop. I take that back. We need to, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say. We'll get behind King Henry. Like, it's so many people who care about him, you know, respect to Eddie George, but, I mean, they go hand in hand with Nashville now, who has the respect level. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not letting Derrick Henry go without a fight. But, so look, my real question was, right, you know, but, you know, safely and positivity. But, so I just got a question real quick, though. Like, if you could basically have one design touchdown to any receiver, these three receivers, it would be D-Hop, Randy Moss, or Julio, touchdown. One play from Tannehill. Who would it be? I hang up and listen.
From where, though? From where on the field? I think I would have to take that into
and at
account.
what point in their career?
Yeah, like that's because if I'm going deep ball, it ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm going with Randy Moss
all day long.
You know what I'm saying? If we inside the 10 or inside the 5, and we gotta have a pass play. Man, I'm going with DeAndre Hopkins.
Like
Short field, put it in the area. Julio, I like him mid. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a little bit of both.
Receiver or
receiver.
tight end?
I think that's what he's saying. Receiver.
Like, can be anybody.
No, I think because he said Moss, DeAndre Hopkins, or.
Oh, I thought he was saying in general.
Julio.
Or Julio. Yeah.
Those are all three very different receivers.
Yeah.
Very different.
DeAndre Hopkins is a physical.
Yep.
I'm going to wrestle the ball from you guy.
Moss is.
But if you're just asking me, and I have to say in general, I'm going to go Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
I mean, remember watching that guy just glide down the field?
That dog. He did it all the way through college. Like nothing changed. His strides, like long legs, like gliding, like you saying, it's put it up there, go get it out the air, one hand catch, everything. The man
and he
deep
has
ball.
The best accent ever.
Yeah, his voice is awesome.
Straight cash, homie.
Man, there was I heard a story about him one time. They were playing in Oakland, and remember they would play like in the baseball field too, and they'd be in the dirt and stuff. But he was supposed to run an in-breaking route, and he didn't. He ran straight down the sideline. Yeah. They ended up throwing it to him and scoring. But after the game, I guess word got out. Somebody was asking him about it. He's like, man, I ain't running over in that dirt. Get out of here.
Business over there. Just go throw it up. Throw it up, dog.
That's about right.
615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. Former NFL general manager. He wasn't very successful at it, but now he has a GM shuffle pod. Said this
he wasn't
about
very successful at it.
He wasn't.
So he's going to throw out bad takes, basically.
Michael Lombardi. For the Titans, not signing A.J. Brown forced the team to overpay for DeAndre Hopkins. No one else was close to offering 2 years, $26 million. It's three stooges drilling a hole to let the water out of a sinking boat.
That is harsh, man.
I mean, he went at it.
Like, all in at it. I mean, that is...
This has freezing cold takes written all over it.
Yes, it does.
I'm a player looking for that guy. Like, I can't wait to run into him.
Well, I think DeAndre's been noticing things today because he tweeted, I always loved having haters and doubters, but I appreciate it even more now. Tighten up.
Hey, man, you'll be surprised how far that takes you during the season. I'm telling you.
Now, listen, he could be – it could end up being right about the A.J. Brown and then overpaying, but
could be.
But the whole
That is a strong take, though.
and it's no one else was willing to pay that. Well, for one, DeAndre Hopkins was very adamant about only wanting to go to certain situations, and he chose those situations that he would consider. Right, that's one. Two, so the Titans pay what, 2-year, $26 million, and it's packed with possible incentives. I know money was the difference there when it came to the Patriots, but the Patriots' max offer was $15 million for 1 year for this year. Now, granted, a lot of it was like less guaranteed and more have to hit incentives to be able to make that, but that's about the same number that the Titans are doing. It's just less incentive based.
Definitely Derrick Henry speaking for the running backs, because now they're all tweeting.
All
the
of
same
that.
thing.
Austin Eckler just tweeted.
Jonathan Taylor. We'll read you
is.
some of those when we come back. 615-737-1045.
It's a movement.
At 3HL on 1045 The Zone.
I tell you what, we talk about everything changing so fast these days. It's a great thing, but your internet better be able to catch up and be a part of it. And we feel that here, obviously, where a bunch of people are hopping on the internet in one place. But guess what? Xfinity, the 10G network, they can handle that. The fastest internet with faster speeds rolling out all the time, and internet that can power a house full of devices all at once with ultra low lag. So one person can be TikToking, one can be working from home, one can play video games, one can stream a movie. It is the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity, where the future starts now. Now through July 30th, new customers, you can get 200 megabit internet on the next generation Xfinity 10G network for just $35 a month for 2 years. Plus, no annual contract required, and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Does require paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra after promo. Regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds do vary.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay, producer Joe Hunk is here. Producer Kirby is here. You can watch the show live on Zone TV, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Okay.
Twitch, please.
Thank you. Babsy. 2023 SEC Media Days coverage presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and Advanced Hair Restoration. All of the shows are here.
We're in the building.
What is this big jug of baked beans you have in front of you, Davenport?
That's Hendon Hooker right there, man.
Oh, yeah, he was on the morning show.
Bush's Best Hendon Baked Beans.
Yeah.
You can't eat that. It says Hendon on the can.
Lucas was trying to find a can opener. I guess that's what that was for.
He was going to eat them cold.
He was hungry.
Yeah,
that's
he's
gross.
A scavenger. He's a scavenger, though. That's what he does. That's my guy, Panda Man.
So now the running backs are all out there now. That Josh Jacobs situation
is getting serious.
Got him united. So, Hunk, you have rolled through some of these in our little feed here. Jonathan Taylor, you have him?
Yes, so Jonathan Taylor is getting upset about this as well. He was the second one to actually tweet about it. And in saying so, he said that you can do everything that you want to do and still, at some point in time, they're still going to get rid of you. So his exact quote was, if you're good enough, they'll find you. If you work hard enough, you'll succeed. If you succeed, you boost the organization, and then it doesn't matter. You're running back.
Auto.
Wow.
Yep. And then after him, then Austin Eckler chimed in, and he says, this is the kind of trash that has artificially devalued one of the most important positions in the game. Everyone knows it's tough to win without a top running back, and yet they act like they were discardable widgets. Make sure I said that quickly and properly. I support any running back doing whatever it takes to get his bag.
Najee Harris. Also now chiming in. I agree with my running back brothers around the NFL. History will show that you need running backs to win. We set the tone every game and run through walls for our team and lead in many ways. This notion that we deserve less is a joke. Y'all. This is like a running back uprising.
Yeah, he is.
What I love is that Matt Miller actually just isn't just sitting there and taking it, because he actually just replied to Austin Eckler and said the Chiefs won the Super Bowl with no receivers having over 1,000 yards and a starting running back that they drafted in the 7th round. Having a great running back is valuable, but there's a question of what that value actually is. I didn't make the rules. I'm just pointing them out.
Man, I know Matt Miller is like, he is having to respond to everything. Like somebody said, y'all won't tell any running back this to their face. That's the funny part. Matt Miller said, I said it on Twitter to 300,000 people. I gladly have this conversation with any running back. It's just the economics of the game right now.
Drama.
Well, let's hear.
Coming up tomorrow at SEC Media Days, Vanderbilt, Georgia, Auburn, and Mississippi State. Appreciate Clark Lee making time to come down here today.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so nice.
A day early for
That's a
us.
veteran move.
That
Hey,
was
how
really good.
relaxed is he?
That was my take. I told Slay. I was like,
Exactly
man, he
what he
looks relaxed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just signed that extension.
You got the
That
extension.
helps.
little
He feels
winning.
good about his team.
Yeah. And that's what I was trying
Got
to get
some
across.
experience.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to tell everybody what you're going to do. Hey, we got to have a culture in order to do this. But when you get the reward of winning, you finally get to look at it and to say, see, we bought in. Look what happened. Now let's pour in a little bit more. So, yeah, I like it. I like it. I like what he got going on. It's
Gets to
cool.
watch the construction of the stadium right outside his office window.
Very true. Very true. I was going
Keep
to
an eye on it.
I was going to tell him what he think about the Legos, but I left it alone.
I'm glad you left that alone, Slay.
That's
Your
my guy.
Lego stadium idea?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got kids.
SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey kicked off today's event. And
Hold on, I'm sorry. Can I just add? I'm sorry. Can I just add one more? Saquon Barkley.
of course,
Oh, he said something too?
It is what it is. That was his tweet.
There you go.
I mean,
I like that.
Okay,
straight,
go ahead.
Straight to the point.
he ain't wrong. He's going through his thing, too. Will the SEC move the SEC championship game to Nashville? The commissioner was asked about that today.
We are going to focus our football game on what is really the envy of the college football championship world, and that's what we do in Atlanta. So that's where our focus is for that particular championship. We obviously have what is and will be a long-standing relationship with Bridgestone Arena in basketball. And one of my favorite books is titled The Art of Possibility. And what Nashville's doing is opens up the art of possibility here around football opportunities, basketball opportunities on a national scale. Those are very much on my mind. In fact, I've communicated that locally on repeated occasions.
Here's the thing. You build that stadium, the SEC championship game will be here.
If you build it, they will come.
There's literally a movie about this.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you build it, they will come.
They will come.
That is definitely true. What else would you like to hear from the commissioner, Dawn Davenport? How about cut number 4, Zeph?
Yes.
Student athletes and game officials being threatened by gamblers.
We continue to hear more and more from our coaches and student athletes about the increased level of abusive and threatening behavior online, often directed at them after someone involved in gambling activity ends up on the wrong side of a score or a game's outcome. In fact, there are members of the media in this room who've reported on some of those realities. The problem can be even worse for game officials, who sometimes are tracked down at their place of business.
What do you do about it?
They're getting tracked down?
What's the solution to that?
I don't know about that.
Can't fix dumb, you know?
No, you can't. Yeah, Lee, it can't be the pay. Like, everybody's getting paid handsomely. That's a tough one right there.
I mean, somebody coming at you on the internet because you lost a game that they bet on. Like, how do you tell that guy don't do that? Okay.
I mean,
I
can't
won't.
police that.
Can't
police that.
Can't fix crazy.
Yeah. Which one would you like to hear next, Dawn?
I would like to hear about the 8-game format and why we're sticking with it for now.
Okay, that is cut number 2, Zeph, from Commissioner Sankey.
No, there were a lot of issues. So if you think about what we're going to see next year, we have expansion. We add 2 historically prominent football programs in Oklahoma and Texas, and not only prominent but successful. We have the college football playoff changes, lingering questions about what that may or may not mean, discussions about non-conference scheduling. And when I was asked in Destin about timing for the 25 decision, we could go out to Destin next year. The earlier we do that, the less pain we cause for the discontinuation of non-conference games. And one of the bigger elements was that non-conference game issue. Now, Ron, part of the motivation I think going forward is I really think our 8-game schedule is pretty remarkable. Like when we were going through the final filtering, you'd say, wow, Schedule A is tough. And then you'd be at Schedule G and you're like, wow, that school's got a tough schedule. And all the way through, there are 16 really challenging schedules. But there are some important, we'll call them rivalry games. And we're going to have a decision about, do we play those every year or do we play some of them every other year? In the 8-game format, we can protect 1 on an annual basis and the other 7 rotate. In the 9-game format, we know we can protect up to 3, rotate the other 6, and achieve both that fairness and that balance issue. And that'll be right in front of us again.
Commissioner lobbying.
Like that, like it now.
That's Chris Lowe says what we say. Like, we all kind of agree. You're just pushing it down the road.
Yep.
To what
ultimately,
ultimately,
down the road.
Yeah, what ultimately will end up happening. So, SEC Media Days continues tomorrow. You can catch all of the action right here on 104.5 The Zone. All of the shows broadcasting live from this event, presented by our friends at Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and Advanced Hair Restoration. Hope you had a great day. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
D-Hop's the Titan.
3HL After Party brought to you by Awaken 180.